back in last week, and we just got the report, and it said exactly that all 7 buildings, the roofs need to be replaced.
And remember, if you try to do it staggered them, doing it different times, now you have different contracts, the price goes up. The best price we can get is doing this together, but if you do it separate or something, it's going to cost more. It's going to cost more.
Most contractors are going to charge you 20%
time is
to
money.
come back one building at a time.
Yeah, time is money. And plus y'all don't want us in your community that long, right?
I didn't finish.
Let's get this over, right? Once you get started, it's how fast can we get it done and get the noise out and everything like that. So I do this a lot. I promise you. 3 weeks. I mean, I might be able to do it in slightly a little bit less time. It just depends on a few different things.
Right. No, we want you to do quality work.
Right. I'm not going to say it because I'm not going to say it. So that's the 3 weeks.
If we sound a little skittish, it's because, unfortunately, prior installation and prior product has not been ideal for us. And so we're asking a gazillion questions because
there's a fear factor.
I will tell you this, I'm happy to give you dozens of addresses, if not hundreds of addresses, if you want them, that just went through this last hurricane in Sarasota, Palmetto, that are all installed on beautiful homes, beautiful buildings that didn't have one tile, nothing broke, nothing lift. Yes.
So do you have any that he's installed that we can go see?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question.
Now here's the problem. Ready? Here's the problem you run into. If you knock on the door and say, "Who installed your roof?" They're going to give you the name of the roofer.
The company that, they're not going to say me.
But they're not. They don't.
They're going to tell us it's you, not him.
Well,
Well, they're going to say it's like Magnum Roofing or Heights Roofing.
Yeah, he does them for a lot of different roofing contractors. So they're going to give you that contractor that sold them the job. Because most contractors ain't going to come in and tell you they have a subcontractor doing the work. They'd be like, "Well, let me find that guy. I know he's cheaper." Yeah. So.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay.
Your LLC in Florida, you just reinstated it on October 14th.
Yep.
And you came here 7 days later on October 21st. You weren't bonded, you got up on our roofs, and you threw tile.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I don't have to be, you don't have to be bonded for what you're talking about. I know you're, but trust me, you don't have to be bonded for that, trust me.
Okay. I have another question for you.
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. So, according to you guys,
we were less than $2,500. That's why, just so you know, in the state of Florida.
just to let you know that these guys are trying to get around the fact that they have to have 75% approval to do a material change, and you guys are telling us that tile and our tile is basically the same thing.
It's tile, so
to where they don't need to get permission from us to do anything. Which is the same thing as far
I'm not
as...
an attorney, but I'm telling you, if you call one, if your docs say tile, it is an acceptable tile for any community. I mean, I've been through, I'm telling you, I've been through.
Specific tile on there?
And, well, none of them say specific tiles. That's the thing. Most of them always say, a terracotta color or something
I
similar.
understand that. That's why I'm asking.
So,
the other thing I have for you, though, is since this is considered tile just like our tile, why couldn't we just replace the roof on 19 with that? And because the board was concerned because it has to be like material, and this seems like material, so that they don't have to get our permission to do it, then
why not just do 19?
Why not just do 19?
I think that was up until a week ago an option for the board until they had an engineer come out and say all your roofs need to be replaced like now. And I will tell you what's coming next, because if an engineer said that, it's not more behind an insurance coming behind it, and they're going to make you guys uninsured.
Oh,
We're already in high risk.
Yeah, we're already in high
risk. No. You're in high risk.
Okay,
No, what I'm saying is you're in high risk now.
They brought up the insurance.
No, the next step is what I'm saying is you're in high risk. The next step is to make you uninsurable at all. Like, you don't even get expensive insurance. You get none.
Okay, I have a question for you now. So we put this tile on our roofs. All right? Can we then go to our insurance companies and let them know that we just did this?
Absolutely.
And how much can we look at getting a reduction I mean, because
Different
wind resistant and everything else, we should be able to get a fairly significant
So we are
reduction in insurance.
We are a fortified approved product, which that's a state agency that the government's,
Right.
Not a state, a national agency that the government's used. We're a fortified approved product. And I will tell you that every insurance carrier will give you somewhere between 20 and 80% discount, depending on the carrier. Some are larger than others.
On wind or total policy?
Total policy. You get a discount on it. Because at the end of the day, 90% of damage in a home is done by the roof. The tile come off, water comes in.
That's the reason why 19's uninhabitable.
And that's where we're at.
Yeah, next thing you know, they're replacing a kitchen, a floor, a roof, a ceiling. They're painting. They're redoing the whole place because the contractor comes in. He's making the claim, as high as he can and replacing everything, which I get. But so yes, there is insurance premium discounts. As I told you, it's just like calling for your car insurance. You got to make sure when you call. We have a Class 4 impact product. We have a Class A fire rated product. We have a wind resistance of 212 miles per hour. When you tell them all those are boxes your agent is checking on the system. Click, discount. Click, discount. Click. This is a fortified approved product. Click, discount. So yeah, you will get a discount. I will tell you, I did my Brava roof a year and a half ago. And I told my wife, do me a favor, honey, call and get us new insurance. And she did. She's like, oh, it only went down $200. I'm like, you did something wrong. And she's like, why do you tell me to do it? I'm like, because I thought you could handle it, but you didn't. And I'm not trying to, but some husbands do the same thing.
Is she listening in?
And so, yeah, hopefully she's not on the report, right? But so what happened is she didn't give many of those boxes. They just gave me a discount because you're going to get a discount simply because you have a new roof, but it's going to be very minimal. It's going to be a couple percent. But when you start checking those boxes, it goes back to what I said. If somebody steals cars in your neighborhood, right, your car insurance is going to be expensive. And so it's the same thing. You check boxes, you meet these things, your premiums are going to go down. The other thing that I will tell you, of those of you that own units on the second floor, because I have second floor unit, my utility bills are ridiculous. My heat and air bill is ridiculous. And so our tile, the reason why we have a 50-year warranty on our tile and our underlayment is because our tile heat transfer is literally 25% less than clay and concrete. So we transfer 69.2% of exterior temperature. Clay and concrete are 94%. So we're reflective. And so what happens is your attic space is cooler, which ultimately means your interior space is going to be cooler because that heat is in that attic above that unit.
Well, everybody's HVACs or handlers are up in their attics on the second floor, so that would be really good.
What the other thing you'll find because of that is your unit will probably last a lot longer up in there because it's not as hot. So I have our engineers all the time. They go up in our roof systems in these resorts and they're like, man, what the hell is this? Why is it so cool in this attic space now? I've never been in an attic this cool. I'm like,
but
heat
it's
transfer.
something you can check with the insurance company to see how much discount you're going to get.
Well, yeah, they'll tell you when it's replaced. Yeah, that these are the premiums.
Before it's replaced.
Yeah, they'll give you an idea, absolutely, before it's replaced. 100% they'll give it to you.
We have to find a new insurance company.
And honestly, when you're doing it, I would go to a broker and say, hey, get your best 5 companies and have them give me quotes
So
on
if
it.
we have a claim right now on our roof, is
Two
the claim
Two claims.
on the roof not paying for any of this?
Well, the claim doesn't pay until the claim is settled.
I will tell you that my experience in
Until it's settled, it's not
Why
settled
is it taking 2 years to get it settled?
because it's an insurance company.
I just got it.
I've worked for insurance companies and I've never had one to take 2 years.
I
don't think it's been 2 years. I haven't been here 2 years. It hasn't been 2 years.
I have a project that was destroyed 5 times the size of this one in Miami in 2019 that just called me and said, hey, we finally settled. We got our money. That was a $13 million check, so they were just holding. When you have a big claim that's $1 million, they just tie you up in court as long as they can.
Right.
It doesn't matter what insurance company it is.
They don't want to pay.
No, they don't want to, but they will. Because I will tell you one thing, at some point they're going to pay. And the reason why, and I used to own a roofing company, did a lot of insurance work, and I know they always pay. And the reason why simply is the court never feels sorry for $1 billion insurance company. They always lose. At some point, they're going to lose to you, but it's just a matter of time. They're just going to drag you out. They're going to hope you give up, or they're going to hope you take a smaller settlement. And, I would say you wait the time because maybe you pay these payments for a year, and then finally they settle, and everybody's off the hook because you can pay off the loan then, when it does come in. But at some point, the money's going to come. It's just not going to be very quick. I will tell you, typically a project that's $1 million plus is somewhere in the 3.5 year range before you get a settlement out of it. They're going to drag you through court, continue it. Every major company, I'm doing an insurance, owner of an American Tradition. I'm doing his personal house, and like he tells me, like $1 million plus, we're going to time up. We have 15 attorneys on payroll. They're just going to tie up, extend, and at some point, of course, we're like, all right, someone's got to pay here. Like, what's going on?
That's also agenda item number 6.
I got a question.
Yes.
You just answered my question about the heat absorption.
Yep.
Is that due to the lower profile? I noticed it's a lower profile.
It's due to reflectivity. So synthetic reflects things versus absorption.
So nothing to do with the height?
No, nothing to do with the height of it. So when we actually make a...
And that tile is actually for your hip and your ridge.
Our ridge cap is just like that. It's the same size as that, same exact thing. So that's the ridge cap. That's not
That's
the
what it comes down to.
Is that close to what our profile is now?
Yeah, this is going to be the profile and the height that you have now.
And that's close to what we have now. We wouldn't even notice a difference.
Right.
Well, I hate to say it, but I'd call you a liar if you told me a difference. It's like 1/8 of an inch at best. It's sometimes, depending on the clay manufacturer, it's plus or minus. I don't know who exactly it's on there.
They have battens on it.
And also, when he gets in there and starts stripping the old off, and then we get down to the sheathing, is it? How do you have it figured in as far as how much sheathing might have to be?
Oh, it's okay to replace, he said.
So I'm going to repair anything that's damaged there, right? So I include 6 sheets per building, right? And typically for a 100 square roof, that is more than enough, okay? I normally use 3 sheets per building, even with some serious water damage. It's normally how it happens. But I factored in 6, and then I also told them I would cap it out at 10, okay?
So we'll be good there.
Yeah.
Right. So so I have a charge per sheet after 6. It's not included, but I said I have it. So only 4 more sheets will I charge you for, and after that it'll be capped. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, you may have 19 that
Right.
has 10 or 12, but you may only have 3 on the other ones. So it might, if you have a building that is bad, sometimes you have a little more. But then there's other ones that may only have 1 or 2 sheets.
Right.
Yes, sir.
What about if the rafters had rotted?
Yeah, so if you have some water damage rafters in there, we're going to replace those too and fix those. They're
And same question, are you going to be on the job personally?
yeah, I will be. I will be there just about almost every day. I'll be running the heavy equipment especially. Just run back and forth, loading the roofs. You'll see me. I'm on the roofs. I'm very hands-on. I know y'all don't know me, so I'm the wild card here, but I promise you that this is what I do. Like any other company that you would have called, he's not lying. They would have called me to do this. When they have issues, the installers that install this particular tile in general, there's not really much with the shade and the slate. You don't really have too many issues.
I had one other that won't call in, to be honest, but they were 150,000 more. So.
And just before you ask your question, to answer an earlier question, he'll be doing all the work, whatever repairs need to be done. If you find something that's beyond the scope of what he's doing, it's still going to get fixed.
Yes.
He's going to come to us and say, look, you've got this issue, it's not covered in this, whatever it is, it's X amount, yes, we're going to get it done. We're not going to do 90%. We're going to do whatever needs to be done on each building. If there's some additional money, then there's some additional money.
Because I know we got crap.
Yeah,
there's a whole
it'll all be taken care of. There may be some additional costs, maybe yes, maybe no, depends what.
Right, I haven't got
but it's going to
get
done.
Because I can't tell you what happens
Well, let you in.
depending on what type of mitigation's needed. And look, I am mold certified, just so you know also, okay? So I can mitigate mold. Again, I ran a full general contracting company in Texas for 16 years, okay? I built $2 million homes. I'm very skilled at what I do.
So is that
This is my favorite product to install, and this is the hardest product to install. Okay, the slate and the shape it's easy. This is a tough install. Like you just can't have anybody install this. Okay, there's a lot of things that go on. You have eave starters that go there that are very small. You have to dry fit every single piece. Every piece is only this wide. It has to be dry fit. If it's not dry fit, if you're off an 1/8 of an inch, this is going to mess up. This is kind of what I know. The other things that I'm going on here, but this, I do that.
Did you talk about any of the contingencies that you and the board have decided on the contract and all that?
It's just financing. It's just contingent on financing. If for some reason we didn't get financing, we could walk away, no cost, no nothing.
Yeah.
It's not That's it.
Yeah,
Very simple.
I was
Yeah, there was no,
I was gonna say, I wasn't
It's
worried,
based
I
on
wasn't
law.
aware of any contingencies.
It was a financing one, because
It's
if
just
we were,
contingency.
if we couldn't get the money,
It's not
then
like
of
you
course
can't
we're
get the
not
loan, then
obligated.
he's not gonna do the work, which,
Right.
that every roofer's gonna be like, sure, I don't want, nobody wants to do work if you ain't getting the money.
We have,
So is there any weight issues? Is there any weight differences?
So this is gonna be close, oh yeah, this is gonna be way lighter. This is gonna be the equivalent to putting on a shingle.
So we're going to be lighter.
Way lighter.
Okay.
Yeah, the stress on the structure is gonna come off, right? So
Yep.
you're gonna be a lighter product.
Yes.
And
Lighter
another
stress
question.
on the structure.
The PTO flat roofs.
Yeah.
Do you do anything with those?
So that's not in the bid, but
I understand,
but
but I'm
yes,
asking,
but yes, I
you're a
can do that.
roofer,
well, yeah, that's what I was saying. So I just finished a 2,000 square foot PTO job, a TPO job.
will they install these roofs, and will they inspect the other roofs, and if we find any issues,
Right, I'll take
will they deal with it?
pictures.
Yes,
I'll turn them in,
yes.
I'll submit them in, and say, I want
Absolutely.
to handle it. And if
He's
y'all
gonna
want
look
to
at-
repair it, I will.
He's gonna look at everything.
Yeah,
While they're up there, they're gonna look at everything, and go, hey, by the way, did you know this?
Yeah.
Did you know
He's
this? No, we didn't, but.
He's a
fix it.
roofer. If you got another roof that needs to be done, he's gonna wanna do it.
because we've had, like I said, we've had 5 or 6 people out
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
and can't fix a problem on one building, let alone all 7 buildings.
Well, I can tell you that building just needs a whole new roof, is what it needs.
And we
That's
agree
been the
with
problem.
that.
That has
Yeah,
been the
no,
problem.
And
I would be on the roof for you guys, checking everything out, taking pictures. I told them that I would give a report every day. At the end of every day, I'll submit pictures from the day with the report of what we accomplished and what we got done, so that y'all can see everything. And so when I tear it all off to the bare deck, you'll get a picture of every single thing that's on there.
you may not want to show those pictures.
Well, I mean, y'all don't even see it because what will happen is that all the repairs I'm going to do, like if I have to cut off this part or this part, I'm going to label it. Number 1, you'll see a picture of the cutout, you'll see the hole, then you'll see a
we've
new
seen
piece
the
come in,
holes.
and then that new piece will be labeled number 1. And it'll be 2, 3, 4 on every building. You know, it'll be building 1, building 2, or whatever, right? So it'll be very organized, so y'all know that you're paying for what you're supposed to be paying for. I'm not going to be overcharging you, all this stuff that's turned into the pictures. I know all y'all's concerns. I mean, again, I've been doing this a long time, so I promise you through this process that if y'all do decide to move forward with this, I will make this as painstakingly easy as possible. I will try to make it to where I'm not in y'all's way. Like I've been thinking about this a lot, right? You know, where we're going to be storing the material, how we're going to be moving it back and forth. You know, what hours y'all work, what garages I can park in front of, how long I'm going to be there. You know, there's a lot going on here that I don't want to interrupt y'all's life. I know how
All
it
of
is.
us are retired, so we're home all the time.
I mean, how you gonna get all those old tile off without?
They're just going to rip it off.
Yeah, so we just go through, we rip it off,
How you gonna
and
get it
what
down?
happen is we're going to be, you know those dump trailers, and we're going to have a little, because it's going to be so much, we'll have a little,
Give you some gloves, you stand up.
Please leave us a couple for the Terraces
I
Museum.
don't want it raining down.
well, yeah, the only reason I didn't have it last time was because there was only like, 20, 30 tiles on each roof, the guys would just chunk it, there was no reason to set up a whole trash slide for that. But on these, on the 3 buildings that I do at a time, we will have it.
Yeah, all right, thank you.
It'll be a little noisy, but it'll go
Oh,
right.
yeah, I mean, something I can do about that, but. I mean,
It'll go right into
clean, like you say, be safe, every day I'll clean up. and
Guys,
go to
one
the
voice,
driveway.
please. Zoom people cannot hear multiple people talking at the same time. Thank you.
Next question?
No, those are all good questions, all good questions.
Yeah.
We thank you for being here.
Yeah, I pulled up a photo too if you guys wanted to see. This one was done in 2022 in Village Walk community in Sarasota. I know it just went, I was just in Sarasota today and yesterday, but it went through a hurricane and you can call them, there's no issues. It was a full clubhouse that got done. They now have about 50 homeowner roofs and they're getting done with our product because they still had clay tile and they're all shot, cracked. Similar problem as you. Similar problem to everybody in the state of Florida that has clay tile when a hurricane comes.
Yeah.
So, but if you want to see install versus like what you have now, there's a picture of it.
Does our board have references and some of the addresses you mentioned that are close by? Okay, all right. Yeah. I'm just trying to treat this as if it was my own individual house. What kind of research would I do? I do a drive-by of, one of the properties that was done and have a look-see just because that's comforting to me. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I do have, like, if y'all want to hang out, I can scroll through here and find some pictures. I just finished a shape Brava down over in West Palm Beach like 2 weeks ago. It's beautiful. It's amazing.
You have a question?
Yeah, because in talking with Frank, he gave me Stetson University, so I followed up with their maintenance department that followed up with getting roofs redone, and they're replacing, I think, all the buildings eventually, but they started like 3 years ago. And I've talked with them, I've seen their product. There's a condo down in St. Pete area. I talked to the president of that condo association, and he said it's probably the best thing he's ever done. He went from about $15,000 to $20,000 a year in repairs on the clay tile. He's gone to 0 repairs over the past 3 years that he's had it. And I said, there's got to be a problem. And he said, well, the water comes off so quickly that it overflows my gutters. And I've talked to Frank about that, and he said, well, he's got a 4-inch residential gutter on a commercial property that should have a 7 or 8-inch gutter. So, yeah, it does come off faster because it doesn't absorb any water. And he goes, the best thing is when I drive over and I see my condo complex from a distance, he goes, because I live on the beach area in Treasure Island, the bird shit gets washed off, so it's like brand new because it doesn't even stick to that. So he said it's like I got a brand new roof every time it rains. So you know how often it rains in Florida.
Like I said, it's a non-forest product, so nothing's going to stick or adhere to it, which means there's no maintenance to it, right? No headaches of moss and mildew, and it becomes walking problems because it's slippery too. You start sending maintenance guys up there, and they slip on a tile that's got a bunch of mildew on it. It's not good.
So you said it doesn't need power wash, but say we did have a storm, we get branches, and then we get dirt and mud up there. You're just saying
rain is going to wash dirt and mud off, but debris. Now, I always tell people, if you have leaves and branches, like mold and mildew are going to grow on that, and it'll sit on the surface. But it's not going to. You'll never have to power wash it. Rain will wash it all down, except for the sticks. Like you got to have a maintenance guy go up there and get the sticks off the building if they're coming off with the rain or the wind. But it's not so. When I say maintenance free, no cleaning is going to be required, no mortar repair, no cracked tile repair. Yeah. You still may have to send someone up there to get sticks off the building if you got sticks on the building, but that's not a problem.
And he mentioned 3 weeks for completion. That sounds pretty quick.
Brava goes down probably twice as quick as concrete, right? There's no breakage, right? When you take a clay or concrete, I keep saying concrete, but you take a clay tile, like if you buy a pallet that has 3 squares, that's approximately what's on a pallet. You buy 1 pallet of clay tile, 20% of it's broken when you take it off the pallet. Like it's shattered on the semi-truck that it got delivered on. And so they're pulling through, sorting through good and bad pieces. Like they know every piece on the pallet of Brava is good. It's lightweight, so the crew is not, humping heavy stuff all day long and slowing down, right? This is 30 pounds a bundle, a piece of, and that's 10 pieces, right? Where clay is 10 pieces, is 100 pounds a bundle. So it's a lot heavier. And so, the workload on an installer is heavy. And then there's also days that you calculate in clay and concrete that have mortar. So you're going to have a day or 2 of mortar per building that you don't have on ours. It's a mortarless system. So it is a watertight system. It doesn't absorb water. Like a lot of these tile roofs in Florida are built with the mentality that water's meant to run underneath the tile, down to underlayment, and into the gutter. Brava's not built that way. It's built to keep water completely out of the roof system, which I think is absolutely nuts that people build roofs in Florida for water to run underneath the tile and down underlayment. But I'm telling you, if you call 8 out of 10 roofers are going to tell you that's what they do. And I just, every time I talk to them, I just shake. We've been doing it that way for 40 years. I'm like, you haven't figured out if it ain't working? Like, everybody's leaking, and they say, the underlayment prematurely failed. Yeah, because you've been letting the water run underneath the roof for 20 years. Of course it failed.
So the underlayment that we have on there now will be comparable to the new underlayment?
No, the new will be much better.
It'll be a whole lot better.
The new one's will be a whole lot better. So the new one is a second, so it's, and I'll tell you guys as a board so you know when you're insurance shopping, that is another box you have to check. It is considered a second roof system. It is a complete rubber membrane, a peel and stick rubber membrane that's covering the whole roof. So you have a rubber membrane going, then our tile going. So it's a second roof system. So the insurance companies check another box. So if water did penetrate somehow underneath our tile, still there's another rubber membrane to go under, protect the roof.
But you still got the wood, right?
Well, the wood's underneath the rubber.
Yeah. Because you're going to replace the wood.
So it's wood, rubber, tile. Yes.
And that's why the manufacturer of this laminate will warranty it for 50 years, which they won't do with any other product but the Brava product, which is fantastic for a landlord. It's the only two products you can put together to get that 50 years.
I'll be
Which
honest with you.
doesn't matter to
If
me.
you guys need to replace this roof, I'm going to be dead.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to be around. And if I am, I'll burn it on someone, unfortunately.
Sorry,
Is there any other questions? Did you have one?
No.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, I think you're free to go.
Thank you, very informative.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thanks
For your time to be here.
I left my cards for anybody. If you guys want to ask for addresses, feel free to text me. You can just send me a message and I'll send you addresses that you can.
So the board can allow you to talk to the
Try
homeowners?
those brochures.
I mean, I will tell you this. I don't talk to homeowners in the community in regards to contracts, budgets, pricing. I will give you addresses, and I don't actually even know that. I'm not involved in the pricing. So text me and ask me what the price is. I have no idea. Like, that's between him and them. I stay out of it because if I try to tell a roofer where he needs to be price-wise, he's going to tell me to stay out of his business. Or when he loses money, he's going to ask me, who's paying me now? And it ain't going to be me. So
I don't blame him.
I stay out of that side. I sell the material, and that's it. And I refer roofers that I know do good work. Don't cause me problems. Don't have callbacks. Because the last thing I need, I am busy as can be. I cover the entire southeast region and the Caribbean. And I'm actually flying at 7 in the morning to the Caribbean tomorrow to meet with some customers, Sandals resorts that we do. And, I don't have time to take...
Are they underwater?
I don't know.
The board does not allow you to ask them that.
It's in Barbados. They didn't get hit.
Hey, Mike, one really quick question. That color right there, did the board pick that color?
That's the color.
We have to keep it the same.
This is actually a piece from our roof.
That's an actual piece. That's not plastic. That's an actual.
Why does it have to be the same color?
Yeah.
Because we didn't vote for
Do we want it the same color?
No, but tile's tile.
Okay.
It doesn't matter the color.
It's just a matter of.
I'm just asking.
If the tile color changes, it could trigger a material change.
Right.
Which we don't
So
have.
this is considered terracotta, is that the color?
Yeah.
That's a good color.
Oh, yeah. It's
perfect.
It'll be the same.
Yeah, it's a good change.
Yeah.
If you don't have it,
All that aside.
If it is material.
Same color. Yeah.
That would be better if you had red roofs.
I don't try to sell concrete or
First for me,
anything like that. I mean,
My
again,
golf
this
cart
is
would be
all-
right there.
I always meet people on the street, this and there. This is the only product that I sell. Like that I will, I tell people about, have you heard about Brava? You got the synthetic. And I will tell you, I sell so much synthetic, especially the other competitors. This is like 1,000 light years above all other competitors, trust me. I have put in a lot of density. And eventually is terrible. I hate to say that, but man, any injectable mold that is created out there is a terrible
And
product.
the other synthetics do some of the similar things we do. What they don't do is retain color, and they don't not get brittle. They get brittle.
Yes, they get
So
terrible. on the side.
anytime it's injection mold, there's a failure. We have one competitor that makes compression mold like us, but they don't make barrel tile. They only make slate and shake. And so we did have one competitor that made barrel tile. We bought them. So they were a headache. So we got rid of them. Bought them and closed the plant.
so you would say the majority that roofs being replaced in Florida today are going to synthetic?
Well, yes, so not the majority, right? Because not every roofer knows about it. Not everybody can afford it. I will tell you, the majority of roofs that are getting insurance money and are able to offset some of their costs are going to Brava because they're like, look, we'll pay a little more for this versus putting this same shit that keeps failing. Like, people are finally saying, hey, you want? I will tell you, at one point, 5 years ago, we were simply Disney, Universal, and very rich people on both coasts. And when I say very rich, most of the homes were 5, 10, 15 million, some of them 50 million. Like I do Port Royal neighborhood in Naples. Those are $30 million lots, and then the house starts getting built. And so we do a lot of those. Actually, the Catholic diocese, the popes, whoever the pope is at the current time, his vacation home is in Port Royal. So they apparently the Catholic Church has more money than I ever thought. But they that tile, they use that and so it was people with money. We have become more affordable the larger we've become as a manufacturer. So our price has gone down drastically over the last 5 years even compared to what it used to be.
Talking about insurance, because that's our most expensive thing on our budget list. And if we could get a $30,000 decrease a year for the next 10 years.
I don't know if you guys are able to share, but what type of premium do you, like, what's the whole association premium for all
It's
units?
like $67,000.
Yeah. I mean, I can literally tie you guys into a broker that would maybe cut it in 2/3, if not half.
Well, that's the reason why I
I've
just
seen,
picked 30,000 as
I've
the
seen
number.
bigger
So I could
associations
kind of
in
factor
that
in.
$30,000 range with much more roof space and much more units. Than
Well,
that.
I'm just thinking that savings alone helps pay for the 10-year loan.
Mhm.
And we may not have to see an increase. Our dues were $572 last year, okay? Right now, for the last 5 months, we're paying $1293.
Yeah, no, trust me, I know. I bought
So
a bunch of units in Florida.
something's got to give, and there's people that are working 2 jobs and people that should be retired that can't because they can't afford the HOA fees.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad. And then we as a neighborhood have got an obligation to the whole neighborhood, not just to certain people in the neighborhood. And that's where I'm coming from.
Well, I have this argument with all my HOAs I own in, and I always say, like, to me, they spend a lot of money on landscape, other things, and I say, look, the first thing, and I'm in a roofing business, so that they can hear it from me, because they're like, oh, you're just saying it because you're a roofer. I'm like, no, I'm saying it because I'm a homeowner too. The roof is number one priority. If that's not safe, everything underneath it is shit. And I tell my wife all the time, like, you spend $200,000 on a kitchen, and then you tell me, hey, just put shingles on the roof. I'm not doing it. Like, the shingles are going to blow off. Like, you want to protect my $1 million house with a $20,000 roof. That's not how it works. So, the roof needs to be taken care of. And I think everything will get better, right? And I do believe that insurance companies, there's a check coming. It's just a matter of you guys are going to have to be slightly patient because they're not in a hurry to pay you, but they will pay you because, again, they're still not guaranteed. It's not payments. When they pay actually pretty good.
Well, the whole thing is, if they know that there hasn't been any roof maintenance done for the last 4 years, and that's why the roofs are in the shape that they're in, why should they pay? That's my 2 cents.
I can tell you, I go on claims that the roofs haven't been. I got one in Orlando that's 4,000 squares of villas.
Yeah.
I think it's 100-something villas. The roof is 51 years old, and they got the insurance to pay for it. It's not even under warranty anymore. I don't know how they got it. I told them they were nuts. I mean, it was.
Oh, we had warranties, but
they
decided to call somebody else out.
To me, the insurance, you don't have to. If your roof is damaged through a storm, you don't have to technically have any. They can't tell you didn't maintenance it. That's why it's damaged. Like if the storm blew the tile off, if the storm blew something into the tile and cracked it, they're responsible. Any time it takes a product from one state, let's just say that your roof had 7 years of life left in it.
Yeah.
If after the storm it has 3, they have to pay for it. They don't have to pay for it to go back 7. They have to pay for a brand new roof. And so it's very hard for the insurance companies to get off the hook. The only thing that's easy is for them to stretch you out.
To drag their feet.
That's it. They know that. I mean, if they thought they could get off the hook, they wouldn't drag you through court for 3.5 years. They know what the game is. They're just, and it may not be 3.5 years. Some of these guys settle in 2.5, but most of them are minimal 2. So if you're only at a year, you got nothing to wait.
Oh, we're at least over a year and a half.
Yeah, so you're getting close, I think.
Halfway there.
You're halfway there. But
Well, we just had a claim with the recent hurricane, right? So that's.
Well, that was with the new insurance. We still have a claim with the old insurance.
I understand it. Yeah.
Well, thank you again for your time.
Somebody's going to have to step up for the liability of it, and ideally, it'll probably be the first one that gets stuck paying. So.
Yep.
Hopefully, someone takes care of you guys.
That would be nice.
My experience is most people get taken care of. It's just not a very quick process, and you have to be willing to fight.
Hey, thank you guys.
Thank you. I gotta get home now.
Yeah.
Those are for 7 o'clock tomorrow.
I gotta get to St. Augustine's.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll go back where we were at item number 2 for the approval of a loan for the roof replacement First Citizens Bank.
So I don't have a question for the board. I would address a question directly for Alice. where you serve today?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's, we just needed.
So does
does
that
the
mean that
board
we're in
know?
receivership now?
No,
So-
it has nothing to do with receivership.
Well, that was part of the thing.
Thing.
In there it
Yeah.
said, we're going into receivership. That's
And
part of the,
That's part of the.
of the 33 pages.
So how come you guys know about all this stuff?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, I'm just,
Isn't that
we're
right?
just,
Oh, I want to know why. I want to know why you guys know about this stuff and nobody else does.
well, why didn't
Well,
we
you
know
claim that
about,
these people are holding
why
back
didn't we
information.
know
I
about-
think you guys are holding back information.
well, they're
Like
going
for
to
the
be
past
very
decade.
transparent. We've
Well,
asked
I don't
for
know
all
about
kinds
that,
of
Jim.
documentation.
Do you guys want the fucking roof fixed or not?
Yeah, that's not
For
our.
fuck's sake, let's
No.
get going on it. You guys seem like you're dragging your feet. We've been living here for 2 years. We pay through our ass for our place.
Trust me.
And you know what? It seems like everybody here just wants to fuck around. Get going on that goddamn roof and get it replaced.
That's what we're trying to do.
For fuck's sake, you know? For Christ's sake.
Hey,
And
hey,
everybody here.
I was thinking.
Hold on.
Oh, that's too bad, isn't it? Look, you had it for a decade, and you did nothing. You did nothing for a decade. You
didn't even
were
know
on the
about half
board.
the
You
shit
were
that was
on the
going
board.
on.
As if
Round
we
and round and round and round.
did,
Excuse
you
me.
were on the board.
Talking about litigation. Who gives a shit?
Excuse
What's
me.
that got to do with the loan?
Okay, excuse me. We're having a meeting and we have an agenda. And the agenda on number 2 is approval of a loan.
That's
We can
what I
have
said.
it. You asked a question, you asked a question, you got an answer. I don't know what that's all about. I
Karen,
would certainly like to know.
wait a minute, you're not in charge, so
I
don't,
know.
don't be that
I
way.
know, but I also don't want to be here until
Go
11
back to the
o'clock
board.
at night.
Let's go
Let's go back to the meeting.
Let the board, let the board go
Just
back
let
to
them
the
do- they're gonna
agenda.
do
You're always trying to tell
And
people
hold all
what to do.
questions to the end.
But my thing is, if she was fightable paperwork that has something to do with our association, should she not have been honest and told us at the beginning of the meeting? That was my next question. And
It's
so
not
I
on the agenda. I answered the question.
right, like whether it was on the agenda or not, if it has something to do with our association,
Well, first of all, number one, that has nothing to do with this meeting.
but it has to do with our, but this meeting has to do with our association.
Okay, so what do you want to know? I didn't even read it. I just didn't, I don't even know. I just glanced through it.
Just let it go. You guys do what you're
Can
going
we
to do.
please proceed with getting the roof replaced?
They could have replaced this roof a year ago.
Okay, Jim,
But
but you know
special-
what? I think the reason they haven't replaced
That's
the
a lie.
roof is because everybody's digging in on this.
All right,